Good morning.
Good morning.
You don't know where the key is.
But I locked yesterday and I kept the key here. I don't know if it's this I found on the floor. I don't know if it's from yours. It was upstairs outside of the room of your children.
That's my key. This, is this the one?
Ah,
It's the same. I don't know where it is.
you have two like these.
Yeah. You can
Okay.
take this. I don't know where it is.
Okay.
Yeah?
So maybe I'll make.
You can take this one.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
So I don't. Should I make?
No.
Yeah, very. Because it's actually from inside. And I keep it in the door in the night.
My husband came late. I don't know.
So maybe. Yeah, no problem. I can.
No problem.
Okay.
You can take this one.
You're going to Amsterdam, you say?
We going to Amsterdam to
Okay.
my daughter.
So this evening someone will be. You will be here this evening?
Yes.
You come back.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah? Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
This is it.
No, this was the key you gave me.
This was okay. Oh.
So maybe someone took it. It's okay. Do it. Well, cling. Cling. And I'm out. That's relationships, I guess. So these were 10 minutes of it's an early morning. Well, it is a morning and the sun is shining and the birds are chirping and the trees are blossoming. This is what you've wished for? A beautiful, sunny, chirpy, blossomy Sunday morning. Happy, comfortable, and beautiful, smiling. Okay, so 10 minutes were approximately the preparations for going down the stairs and going out of the house. As the month of relationship, the quarter of duality ends. Yeah, the birds are singing about it. Now maybe because I spoke to you and last language was English, or maybe because of the flowers, so English is what's going to be spoken now, what is spoken now. So I go out of the house, or I plan to, or it seems like my feet are taking me. Well, it's not just the feet. No end to details. And there's no key in the hole. And the recording machine is on. The story begins. And the minutes pass. And then beauty starts. For me. For this me, I, we. The storyteller. In the mundane activities where there's supposed to be something that is not there. There should be an open door. There should be a key inside the lock. There should be. My memory says so. How can I trust the memory to guide me what was real, what is ill? Illusion and reality games, but it's... And then this thing outside this consciousness starts. Body walking back and forth. Hand is reaching this and that. Thought process internally starts. Is it this me that took the key, put it there, and body reaches for some pockets, goes upstairs, recording still on, life still on. Recording machine is recording, is observing all of that in action, thought process. Oh, probably, or maybe, or surely. The landlord, oh, they're old. Maybe senile, maybe they... Yeah. Oh no, it's me. It's this person. Yeah, it often happens. I probably just dropped it somewhere. Da 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 da, pa da da da. And the door is locked. And there's the body moved me out. I'm all dressed, ready to go. And there's a mission to go beyond the locked door. Or is it? Then for this Prusa, or consciousness, or Yaniv Ginton, or man, or guest in this Airbnb host. Now there's interesting morning experience, and now there are other doors locked, yeah, and open. And the mundane life is, for this storyteller, is material for thought, for processing, for curiosity of, okay. And there was, at that surface, at that level, door is locked. The physical, well, I'm just telling a story, so we can talk about all the time, any door we like. And these mundane daily things are precious. Yeah. Oh, responsible, not responsible, and the key, and we all have our body doing something. Maybe your body goes, oh, where? Maybe it's, I'll go back to bed. Maybe it's, yeah, whatever it does, yeah. I see how for this fear and for this, well, what happens actually is this consciousness is attempting at describing reality as it sees reality. So once you describe reality as you describe it, as you experience, yeah, not as you really experience, because when you talk about it, it's the experience of talking about what you've experienced. Yeah. And it's actually in it gets the mundane life, like Alice in Wonderland, constantly for this consciousness, for Yaniv Ginton. Yeah, fascinating, fantastinating. Walking in this birdie chirpy guy riding a bike, Sunday morning, Utrechtse weg, Arnhem. Like it matters the name of the streets or the places. Yeah, this is the Prakriti, this is the outside nature that impacts what I might be feeling. Or is it? Does it really impact what I'm actually internally? And that's just the story of a door locked in a guest house, but that's life, because that's how this consciousness sees that. That's how this being sees that. Yeah, it sees the awakening of the consciousness through a door locked at an Airbnb guest house. In whatever, 7:30 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 24th of March. Yeah, we put 24th of March 2019, we put names and dates and labels and whatever on so many things. On the time the sun came at this and the leaves and yeah. And I'm taking the mundane stories like yeah, Alice in Wonderland, mushroom storytelling, just to show myself I'm speaking to you, yeah? You're in my cells as I walk now. And one you will listen and another you will listen. And will maybe identify or not with me speaking to you. To you, yeah. You. That's why this me-you game is fantastically ridiculous and ridiculous fantastically. And that was just the door locked. And the body's doing it, reaches to the phone and it sends a message to the landlord. Yeah. Did you see my keys? Or something like that. The door is locked. And it's locked from the inside. And then this being has a chance, and we might find a name together. We might call it Purusa, we might call it a passenger, we might not even give it a name. He just sees the amazement in these things, and it looks in the pockets, in the places the body is searching where the key should be to open the door, and there's no key. Some doors I cannot open by myself. Yeah, I can burst through them, but I cannot. Yeah, that's relationships. So the message is being sent. This mind, these thoughts are going through this head internally of and then I bump into a bundle of keys on the floor, something of a car keys, and I say, that's probably the owners. They're probably a bit not organized. So yeah, it tries to establish a pattern there of they might have taken my key, they might have put it somewhere when they go in the night, and then stories. Yeah. And I am listening to these stories. Now this thing is listening to the story being told while walking on the street and the sun hitting the face, yeah, and the sound of the car, and it can only describe a fraction of the consciousness that's being filtered through it. And that's enough. Yeah. While the recording machine is on, showing 7:49 a.m., 24th of March 2019, to describe ridiculously a time segment. So this is why travel in time and space through our memory. But sometimes, at least, again, maybe a moment ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, my mind would have believed that traveling, do you hear this changing? Oh la la, nice one. Traveling through time and space is like, really, I see my form now going to the past, everything, and it is. Now I'm traveling to the past. And this is amazing. But our eyes, or what's behind the eyes, does not see that. It looks for something else in forms of amazement, beauty, traveling, consciousness, dimensions. In the realm of really grasp, I see this tree and I see it. Can I really see this traveling in time and space the same way? This consciousness does. It travels now back there. Yeah. Before it was traveling, the coffee and the apple pie in this cafe that I might be walking to, or I am there, traveling in time and space, and the door is still locked. Yeah. And this ability of this consciousness to describe, yeah, it doesn't keep it in like, okay, the door is locked, let's keep it a simple thing, this would, okay, how did we resolve it? There are people who describe these details and maybe what to do with the key next time. We haven't reached to the end of this morning story. And this Yaniv Ginton, storyteller, he do not know how you want to name it, this slippery consciousness, yeah, non-existent. It sees the travel in time and space, and it's so mundane. It is oh so mundane. Life is oh so mundane. Amazing, melancholic, tiring, beauty, gray, whatever details we put on them in order to describe this. It. And the landlord comes, and I'm still in that house, and the door is still locked, and the key is still unfound, and I bite a pear, I eat it. The pear will come up later, okay? But I'm here now, on the street and the sun, and I'm not back there, so what is this meaning of this traveling in time and space back to that story? But this is the phenomena of human beings, for this taking a story for the telling of a story. Telling a story for the sake of it. And I can describe this beautiful, foggy, misty, kind of, foggy, misty mist. When the sun hits just, between the branches of the trees as I walk on this relatively, let's say, a big street, in a town street still. And it's Sunday morning, so people are sleeping in the house. And back then, the story in time and space, the door is still locked, yeah? The key is not yet open. I have not given you yet the key. I have not received myself the key. The back door is locked. I received the the key to the back door. Now, as I am doing that, or as it's happening, the experience of this storytelling now, traveling in the speed of sound. In the speed of sound, past, present, future. But what's the point and where's the goal? This is it. This is it. All other experiences are feeding this precise moment and vice versa. Do you see? I see. I see clearly. And I'm here to amusingly sell you a story Yes, convince you in my convictions, in my path, in my reality. Not so you would see my reality, so you would believe in your own reality. So I was chosen to tell stories and to sell messages of following this mundane nothingness. So I can describe the misty sun, and you might, oh, and soon I'm gonna cross this big, it's sort of Rhine river. I don't know if it goes all the way Rhine Falls, whatever. I get my associations. And again, the Airbnb door is still locked. I'm outside of it, yeah? But we're traveling in time and space. And this consciousness, this Yaniv, this I, this storyteller, is not trying to make itself understandable. Now it is walking with you on the streets, allowing ourselves to travel through time and space in the amusement park of life. That's part of what the material of this dark, whatever, if it's a dark matter mind, yeah, it allows us to do that. Yeah, it brings sometimes pain. Yeah, and we're here, by the way. A memory comes for the human design speaking languages of the 63-6. Perhaps it's still in nostalgia, hidden nostalgia, to really travel in these places. In the past, look at that, in nostalgia, by looking to the future, we're all intertwined in this huge, small, tiny nothingness of illusion. That I am the one who is talking now. I am the one who is walking now. I am the one who has all these memories. I am. I. Ooh. And the door in the Airbnb, so the owner responds to my question if she sees the key, if and I hear her footsteps, and I go back down, and the half-eaten pear, is somewhere also there in the story. And yeah, kind of where should we be in this sun that's hitting now my face gently in this winter morning, or back in the past in the Airbnb? There's a possibility, there's an option to open a door there, a door to your consciousness through the storytelling, a door to my consciousness, to see the amusement park as I'm supposedly, yeah, I see the path here. There's a road for cars, for walkers, English sometimes in my language, pardon. The strollers, the human, whatever. This narrow, there are kind of 3-4 different paths. Some going that direction, some the other. So my eyes can see the existing future. I'm gonna reach soon in 50 steps to that future. And one moment I'm looking back and I see this 100 meter where I came. I can actually see much further. But in the physical reality, we are limited sometimes by what the eyes can see, and that creates the illusion. And the door in the Airbnb, yeah, it's fantastic getting lost in these realms. And maybe you'd connect your own dots. All the dots are connected, yeah? In this field, this brown field, and I'm just jumping around for my own sake, to see how it doesn't matter shit. Now I'm on my own and I'm lost, and I have no problem being lost and found and going nowhere. When we'd meet and when we talk, I'd have to go down the stairs to meet you, or up the stairs, or across, or in different rooms, in a middle room, in a middle ground. That's relationship. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Coming to meet, gate 44. Yesterday it was in the moon, and it's described to be my Saturn design. Gate of alertness. How to meet the ego of the others. You always have in trial and error to compromise. Not good or bad. Yeah? Maybe it's not even a compromise. And the landlord comes down and she herself looks for the key. And oh yeah, maybe where did you put it? I don't know. And my memory is very fixed. I locked, I this, there's no other way. Nothing comes up in my memory. So it's not me that has lost the key, but it doesn't matter. The door is locked. I don't know, there's no goal even to open the door. And she takes out a key from somewhere. I give her the keys that I found on the floor with car keys, so kind of create the story of maybe they are the flustered one. The other one who are losing keys, but I'm as well. I'm a key loser. I'm a great loser. Okay? So I hear the train now passes. This is traveling through time and space. Whether you are able to see that, they travel through consciousness. Our ability as human beings, it is so fucking simple. Again, not all the time it's with amazement, as my tone might describe it now. Wow, it's so fucking simple. We are the time machines. We are the time machines. Yeah? As we enter this quarter of transformation and this, yeah, we are the builders of this illusion. And the landlord is looking for the key, and then she says, oh, here's another key. She calls it another key, and it seems exactly like the key she gave me. And my mind goes with the stories, and I listen beautifully. They probably lost it. Then she tells me about the husband coming back at night. Maybe he took it from the hole, because she gave me instructions what and how, because somehow the key might get lost. And I listen to the story without telling what should be and whose fault it is. Not my business, yeah? Maybe some people would go to this realm beautifully. So we can learn how to maybe keep the keys organized for the doors that were opened or were locked, or keys that were lost. None of my business, and is. I'm just listening to what is happening. And I'm describing. That's where secret lies, by listening to what happened, to what is happening. Yeah? While traveling through past realms. Goddamn key door in an Airbnb apartment. What's the big thing? What's the whoa? That's where life lies. For this storyteller at this time in space. This is the cake I'm eating. This is the life I'm eating. The mushrooms, whatever. So the key has been found. But there was no goal initially. There was a movement that created the door locked, and the key and the messages and the thought process and the body going up the stairs and back and looking for a key, because there is always something that moves us in time and space. Mundane, spiritual, this teacher, that course, this course. Yeah, movement to reach for the pear to get satiated, for the hunger sensation, whatever, we give it names, yeah? That's what we do. We give names, we tell stories, we rationalize it. Yeah, we structure that, and more and more and more and less and less. Yeah, I'm just using all the words at my disposal to for this disillusionment. Yeah, to see how it is just there's nothing. There's nothing really. And you believe in all this nothing beautifully, and you believe in this all and whole and whatever you see. I am trying, this consciousness is selling you a message, is trying to convince you of its story, but with no goal of you being convinced. Not at least when she walks alone. When she meets you face to face and, oh, we're talking, middle ground. Yeah? She does not speak, now she can speak to everybody because you all can hear me. And you all can understand me. I'm speaking way beyond what your consciousness can actually realize according to what I'm limited in interpreting with my own perception of, I'm telling you this story and you give me back some feedback and I realize, nah, that's not the message I was putting out. That's not the clothes I was selling. And again, it's also not reality. Neither illusion, it's just the perception at that moment. Misunderstanding might be the exact understanding, the exact perception. Yeah. In the door, I get the key, this landlord goes, this woman goes to, she comes with a rope, she goes back to whatever, sleeping or something. And she gives me, before that actually, another key. Yeah, you can use that, and my memory says, this is not my key. I had some other item connected to that key. Memory, yeah? This thing remembers what was before, so it can call it, this was my key. Yeah? It had a form, and this key is not mine, but yeah, you can use it. Yeah? And there are many other little details. They're just as necessary in the sense to explain the ridiculousness of, and the beautiful and the amusement of how this consciousness operates. Yeah, that's what seems to ground or shine through this consciousness. When it just relentlessly speaking of nothingness, of a story of, and it has its audience and its crowd, and because you are all with me, you are now my audience. I've gone mad telling stories to myself at Utrechtse Straat. Yeah, Utrechtse Weg 261 in different languages. And I'm still speaking to you. Yeah? The story might not reach you to your ears as you believe your ears and your sound to be, but you are hearing it now. Maybe you're asleep and you hear this. Yeah, because when I talk, it is being manifested in the world. It's not just about these 5 senses and all of that. I have no idea what people are putting into me. You are all putting all kinds of things, not just this sun that hits my face and the birds that I can hear, and I don't know, this morning smell, dew smell that I'm smelling, and yeah, the touch of my closed palm inside my pockets, and yeah, that's just the dominant one, these 5 senses. But yeah, and eventually she gives me this key that is supposedly, this is mine, and my mind still goes, oh yeah, this is probably her husband later just put it and put it somewhere, this key of mine. And I follow their instructions. And it doesn't matter, sometimes I don't. But whatever you get from this story, yeah, whatever you are, whatever you see, you might see, you know, okay, this needs to be better organized, you know, this, yeah, there are ways, maybe putting keys in this and that order, or maybe, yeah, how to improve the communication between a guest and a host, or, yeah, whatever you see. Are you aware of what you see? Yeah? Not what other people are expecting you to see. Yeah? You're a disorganized person and they expect you to be organized. You're a storyteller and they expect you not to tell stories. Yeah? You're a woman and they expect you to be a man, and you're a man and they expect you to be a woman. And you're poor and they expect you to be rich, and you're rich and, yeah? Or maybe none of that. Maybe it's all anyway happening. Yeah? And I didn't take the other key. I took this key that was mine. Go up 125. How can I trust the memory to guide me what was real, what was ill? What is real or illusion? Maybe she has 2 keys like that, or 3 keys that look precisely with the same item like me. It doesn't matter. But for millions and billions out there, it does. And they're fighting about these kind of keys and items, and these kind of memories in the past, and these kind of sensations in the present, and this kind of treading toward the future, this kind of organization and that kind, and this kind of health and that kind. And beautifully, that's what it is. Yeah? And I see this fear of simply be present with our consciousness. Yeah? And you're acting perfect. If you're in a disarray, in this situation where your health is being manifested in something you would call sickness, yeah, your physical, mental, emotional, you are perfect. Not an inch, not a millimeter, not a moment different. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Then there's nothing, then there's no sickness. Something will happen. Doctors might give you a remedy. Yeah. You might do your groceries to fill your fridge. You might fight again tomorrow with your partner. Yeah? Or you might be upset with your colleague. The door, by the way, I opened it. It opened it. This consciousness. The body takes this and the mind tells the story of, yeah, I asked the landlord, shall I make a copy of this key? Key of truth, of relative truth. And these are my days. This is this consciousness path, this Purusa path, this nothing path, this treading and thinking of the behavior of human beings as they're being martyred. They themselves are martyring themselves. Yeah? By still clinging on to the duality of good and bad. Of physical health should be like that and not like this. And physical, mental, emotional, I often use this triplet. And that's okay. I'm sometimes this consciousness, this itness, also caught in this trap. Yeah? In the duality of being released from the circle of suffering. And then again, I'm in it. It is in it. That's the circle, the snake biting its tail. And now it's, oh, but look how this consciousness now speaks. This is Samadhi. This is Tao. This is it. Then you're locked again. This is language. Once you have described the Tao, it is gone. Yeah? Once you have described it, it is gone and not. Yes. The sun is still shining on my face. The morning seems to be cold. Just descriptions, using words to describe this treading on the path. Yeah. This intuitive, brainwave, powerful, charismatic, curious, surrendered ego that is not controlling anything but is so fucking damn powerful. In the illusion of, oh, I am God. Smiling with a big smile, because God gave me that, but not God. When we speak of God or gods, or we speak, and then we're lost in this realm. And the key, I'm out of this door. Yeah. Now, 48 minutes minus 9 minutes. So we do a quick calculation, okay? 48 minus 9. So we got 39 minutes of treading in this samadhi path of nothingness. And this tree, which, how can I describe it? I don't have a name for it. So we'll call it the tree. And we'll call it about 7 meters high and white. I will call it maybe. Yeah, how can we describe liberation if we cannot describe liberation? That's why it's so paradoxical and beautiful and I don't know, slippery. There might be another word. It's not really slippery. It's like kind of, they're not there. They're not there. And I'm talking still to myself, yeah? And I'm talking to you. You are, as Johnny Mitchell sang that, you're in my blood like holy wine. You taste so bitter and so sweet. I could drink. I am drinking a case of you. And I see this amazement of life. And I'm lost in this melancholic life. In this game of masturbation. Yeah? In this game of liberation. From orgasm to non-orgasm. From mundane to spiritual. From poor to rich. At what's supposed to be an age of 35. In different languages. Hebrew, English, sometimes Dutch. Sometimes a street, Arnhem, Utrechtse Weg. Sometimes Amirim, Israel. The scenery keeps changing. I'm already out of this door that I started describing, half an hour ago. And there's another key and there's another door. And now it seems like there are no doors. I'm walking and the street seems so much bigger than me. So I'm in the street. But no, there are doors everywhere. And there is life everywhere. And it's just a jungle. And you might be rationalizing that. And you might be organizing it. And you might be silencing it. And you might touch it. Touch it to your children. Smell it to your children, to yourself. Bathe it to your children, to yourself. Discover yourself, lose yourself. Yeah. Be a man, make a plan. Get a hold of yourself. Show yourself. So you can sell yourself for free. Some of these fragments of the lyrics being written through this Yaniv Ginton, storyteller, Ido don't know, man, guy, traitor, cheater, lover, masturbator, orgasmator, language speaker, nothing and all. The birds know my path. They sing with me. The sun, the open and closed doors. Yeah, I'm here to bring you the taste of life, of my inner vision, not for your own sake, for this consciousness' sake. That's how it appears to be in this illusion. Reminding you again and again that there's nothing to be afraid of, while you are deeply afraid, that there's nothing to be afraid of. When you are deeply afraid, that there's nothing to be afraid of. And when you're not afraid of anything, I will tell you that there is something to be afraid of. That you might not be awakened while you're alive. There's something to be afraid of when you're not afraid of. Yeah, I play this game. We're on this swing. You're up, I'm down, you're up. Yeah. I have no goal, you have a goal. You have no goal, I will have a goal. Yeah. You will be silent, I will talk. You will be talking, I will be silent. We'll both be silent, so something will move. And the Airbnb apartment there, it's with me, it's in me. Yeah, I've paid 125 euros for the next 3 nights. So there's projection towards the future. What's the sense in all of that? Do you read poetry? Do you read life? Yeah. One time I might share this old lady, beautiful, I've shared with some of you. She's with her granddaughter, who is doing a film on her, and they're sitting on this bench in maybe it's a New York street or whatever, I don't know. And it's conversation in English, and do you see? The grandmother asks her, this seemingly, I don't know, 80, 90-year-old, sweet, funny lady, grandmother. And the granddaughter, probably in her mid-20s, What should I see? And the grandmother keeps saying, do you see? What? Like she's supposed to see something. Do you see? Wow, this was a fantastic dialogue of someone who sees and someone who still seeks to see. Yeah? Because when you see, you just see. When you be, you just be. And when you're not, you're not. Then there are people who are pointing you where to look and what you might be. Till you realize it's just a game. Actually, this was an interpretation of mine, because the grandmother asked her, the grandmother asked her, yeah, I like these interpretations, these alternations I'm doing on the stories. Maybe this was my version of grandfather to grandchild. You are my grandchildren, and my granddaughters, and my mothers and fathers. So this grandmother, yeah, how can I trust the memory to guide me what was real, what was illusion? Yeah. When I spoke it now, it seems so real. Yeah, this is what she said. And now another memory comes and no. She said, what is the most important thing in life? What? The granddaughter asks. And then she repeats, like not hearing her, what is the most important thing in life? And they're sitting on a bench. It's kind of, there's pedestrians. Yeah, this was the word from before. How it comes. Ooh la la. Whew. And they're looking at the people coming, going, and what is the most important thing in life? What? The granddaughter keeps asking, and the grandmother repeats, like as she's deaf. What is the most important thing in life? What, grandmother? Tell me. You're not listening. I told you before, she repeats. What is the most important thing in life? Tell me. Tell me. I want to know. Yeah. Oh, you're not listening. Yeah, this is the last time I'm telling you. Again, the exact conversation is somewhere maybe on YouTube, but what I'm telling you is the exact conversation has been imprinted inside of me. As I myself stop and sit in this lovely nature, she tells her. Nature is the most important thing. Yeah, nature. The granddaughter sighs or is relieved that she got an answer to the question, what is the most important thing in life? And the wise grandmother continues, because the journey never stops. So what's the second most important? And the granddaughters repeat, what? Because there's now another thing. Not just the most important, there's the second most important. Fantastic. Thank you, characters. Thank you. Thank me. Thank it. Thank. So what is the second most important? What is the second most important thing in life? And she's playing a character, this this granny, I tell you, and the granddaughter keeps playing her not knowing character, making a documentary of this grandmother. Thank you, Shira. Yeah, you were editing this one time. And the grandmother, and the daughter asked, and the grandmother tells, in her own way, you're not listening. You never listen, right? Yeah, but it's not listening to the grandmother. Listening to this. And that. To listen to what you listen, to what you see, to what is second most important for you. For you, and what's most important for you. It might be the cup of coffee in the morning. Yeah. It might be socialism. It might be your breath. That's just me pointing again. No pointing. But we cannot. Can we? This circle of squares. So, what is the second most important thing in life after nature? What? Grandma, tell me! Okay, too much suspension. It was shorter in that version. Art. And that's the last thing I'm going to tell you, says the grandmother or something like that. Art comes after nature. Again, just in this funny hierarchy. When you're not amused or see the beauty in your nature, in your own nature, then art also can come, it's outside. Create something. See the creation is in the art form. But art, just as an interpretation of words, nature is there. Art is the form of, nature. It's interesting because perhaps nature comes before, but that's the chicken and the egg. Nature perhaps comes before we'll talk about it maybe next time. There's a lifetimes to talk about all of that, because I am here now. There are lifetimes to talk about it. As I see this sign, art is the mother of resistance. And resistance creates life, brings friction, brings babies into the world. Yeah? The art of nature. So what comes before? And before nature was nature. Yeah, I'll keep for these knowers out there to give their answers as I describe this illusion, this reality. Art is the mother of resistance. Yeah. Oh, this granny, she had a great role, great character. And you're not listening to your own nature. You don't see this amazement. Is that true? I don't know. That's what I see. And I see this prakriti, this outside, inside me, that is not me, but describing the Tao, and it's lost. And when I found it, that's it. Only inside, outside, somewhere else it's been stored. This is why it's an illusion. An illusion. Reality. Where should I go? The sign says left, Westervoort, Centrumring, plus parking, or should I go right to Arnhem-Zuid, Nijmegen, Zutphen, Oberhausen, Gelredome. And yeah, wow, this was a nice morning stroll with you. The birds are still chirping. The cars are on this main road. Maybe they go to Westervoort, or maybe they go to Oberhausen. Maybe you're going to Oberhausen. As I see the canal, and the seagulls, and the grannies, and the open and locked doors, and the houses on the water, and I'm in the right place at the right time to see exactly what I'm here to see, describe what I'm here to describe, feel what I feel, and talk about a new kind of bonding. Preemptive strike, yeah? Bonding with yourself, bonding with yourself, bonding with your own nature. Shall we take a pee break? My body gives sensations of that are being translated to peeing. Maybe, huh? Flag of the Palestinians. The numbers 02309649. And the seagulls. Wow, do you see the meaning of all of this? The Zonnebloem, Breda Inn, and another one, 02327391. Do you see? Do you pee? Do you me? Do you be? I've lost it, huh? I've completely lost it. Yeah, I've completely lost it, and the scenery is fucking amazing. And you're fucking amazing, and I'm fucking amazing. And we are fucking with life, and it's fucking with us. Thus it has been found as we stroll into this month of transformation and mutation and death and self-expression, and still in the end of this last day of universal love and the love of the body, 25/6/46 and details and are you with me? Yay or nay? Okay. Yeah, and a journey to you too.